Hello everybody, Metal X here, Twitch.io. Want to do another retro review. This time we'll be looking at Super Metroid for the Super Nintendo. This game is an absolute blast, absolute must play, and had a huge impact on my childhood. I will say Super Metroid seems like the very first game that was good in the series. I know a lot of people will actually hate me saying that. Super Metroid is above and beyond the ultimate Metroid game. The original Metroid and Metroid 2 were both really good in their own right. Specifically Metroid 2, I thought that really set the bar high. But showcasing Super Metroid on the Super Nintendo with beautiful graphics, beautiful gameplay, and just an overall atmospheric setting was absolutely astonishing as a child growing up and putting this game in for the first time and playing it. Growing up as a Nintendo kid, you instantly felt that Super Metroid was different. At that point, in Nintendo's career, they were developing games like Mario, Star Fox, and Zelda. Super Metroid was different because it was dark, atmospheric, and had a very depressing tone. And with the game mechanics, how it was adventure and collecting, there was no direction on where to go, and there was nothing to hold your hand. And this was very different for a Nintendo game at the time. As a kid, this was definitely one of the most frustrating things for Super Metroid, but it gave you the most rewarding experience when you actually found something different, or that extra energy tank, or found out where to go next with that boss. That's what made Super Metroid extremely unique for its time. Super Metroid is just an absolute treat to watch. This game is beautiful with graphics, and it's held up extremely well over the years. Nintendo made bragging rights to this game to state that it was the largest game ever made, and that is true. It had an extremely varied and large open map where you were always discovering something different every time you played, and that's what helped it to have an extreme replay value, because whatever you missed in the past, or at the end of the game when it showed your collection percentage, you always wanted to find more and collect everything. The game has absolutely great music, and I find that's extremely atmospheric. This game is not just a pleasure to play, watch, but an absolute pleasure to listen to as well. The boss battles in Super Metroid were absolutely electrifying and yet terrifying. These bosses weren't easy, and another thing is, we know that Nintendo wasn't walking us through this game holding our hand, which made it that much more exciting when you finally took one of these bosses down. The bosses were extremely varied, were great, and everything was just heart-pounding and blood-pumping every time that you were in a boss battle. The boss and character designs were absolutely crazy, and bosses varied in size. I still have nightmares trying to defeat Ridley, and as well the final battle with Mother Brain was just absolutely amazing. They achieved greatness with the boss battles in Super Metroid, and I don't feel any other Metroid series comes close to the boss battles that Super Metroid had. Well everyone, I hope you liked the video. Super Metroid is just a phenomenal game, and it's one of these gems that if you've never had the opportunity of playing it, which would be absolutely crazy if you didn't try it, but if you didn't, this is a game that you definitely need to go back and play. If it be getting an old dirty Super Nintendo, blowing off the dust, or getting an emulator, this is a game that everyone must experience. It is challenging, and as you can see probably in this gameplay video that I didn't play all that well, but this game has the full package. Graphics, atmosphere, great sound. Even though it doesn't have this deep story, it didn't need it. You made your own story. So if you guys want to see any other reviews, if there's a game that you want me to play, let me know in the comments below, and then I'll pick it up, we'll review it, we'll play it, and ready to go. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Just gonna let the last bit of the gameplay roll out here. Go play some Super Metroid. This is a game that absolutely doesn't disappoint. Have a great one, guys. See you later.